We're here for another Spatial Creator Spotlight. I've got Heather Dunaway Smith with me today. Heather, it's so great to see you.
It's great to see you too.
I'm so glad we both came down from Portland.
I know. I see you kind of often, but yes, it's good to see you. It's always good.
It's so good to see you. For those out there who don't have the joy of living in the same town as you and following your career for a while, can you introduce yourself as a spatial creator?
Sure. My name is Heather Dunaway Smith, as you said, and I am, my title has changed and morphed a little bit over the years. Currently, it's experiential artist and creative director, because I kind of do a range of things, but experience is the heart of all of it, really.
Yeah.
So I actually originally started as like an interactive designer and developer, working mostly on like web and apps and stuff like that, and then transitioned into XR, I guess about 6 or 7 years ago now. And so I've been building basically on all of the platforms since then and trying to educate people because everything was so new and there wasn't any content. And I've honestly learned like so much about basically everything from the internet. So I felt like it was my my time to put into the pot a little bit, you know, like to contribute. So yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell in the XR space.
Yeah. If you are interested in being an AR creator, you should absolutely check out Heather's Substack. She's got all the tools and tips any AR creator would need. What would you say is your most iconic AR creation?
That is hard to decide, but I think I'll go with kind of a recent one because I keep kind of iterating on it, and it's sort of part of like a longer trajectory, I think. So Biophonic, I think, is probably one of the more iconic ones. I am a nature nerd, which is something that you'll also get from my presence online, and I've always been really interested in science and biology and I don't know, the unseen wonders of like the natural world. I'm just constantly fascinated by that stuff. And every time I learn a new tidbit, I'm like, I don't know, just kind of bubbling over with excitement about sort of showcasing it and telling it to other people. And so one of the cool things about augmented reality is that we can actually use it to reveal these hidden truths. So I'm actually not, in some of my stuff I'm doing fantastical things, but a lot of the time I'm actually just using it as a tool to like reveal how magical the world already is, to connect people more with the planet, with themselves, with one another, all of those sorts of ways of connection. So Biophonic is about communication with plants in particular. So there's all this new science that basically showcases all the various ways that plants are communicating all of the time. And we just didn't realize it. And so I was kind of envisioning, like, what if technology could actually solve this translation issue for us? What kind of world could we co-create with the rest of the planet if we could actually listen and communicate back and forth more effectively? And so that was the premise. And so I actually created, it originally was from a residency in Chiang Mai, Thailand, which was really awesome. I got to go for a month, and it started out as mobile AR, and then it moved to a Snap Spectacles piece, because a lot of it is like hand-based interactions. It also uses VoiceML so that you can use real language to communicate back and forth with the plant. And there's going to be another iteration, which is going to be even more advanced and more developed. So yeah, working on that.
What if augmented reality and AI could bring us closer to nature?
Right.
I don't think that's a question most people are expecting to like pop up in this conversation, right? Like technology, features, SDKs.
Yeah,
but like,
right.
What if we could like be more in touch? And I believe there are now several dozen animals that we are like actively uncoding speech because of AI. So like this idea of this app, of this AR creation, it's almost like predictive in a little bit.
It's kind of the world I want, right? Like it's the future that I want. And I think of, I think technology is a tool. It's neither good or bad, it's how you use it. And it has power with it. So let's use that power for good and use it to better understand our world. Another sort of thing I really center on is like, I feel like once people really understand something, then the natural evolution is actually love and admiration. It's like love is born in attention. So when you can really pay attention to something fully and understand the dimensionality, the complexities, the interconnectedness of everything, then you are compelled to care for it. And so that's another big driver for me, which is trying to get people's hearts into the climate crisis and making changes and building the future that we want together.
Woo. A tool that lets you like imagine and manipulate like things in your real environment, giving you the power to like create a future you want to live in is like such a poetic like way to view this technology. I'm gonna have a hard time like veering away from that conversation. Okay, but I am.
Okay, let's go.
So you're talking about like building the world that you want to see. A lot of times, and even in contexts like this, we're in the business of trying to make this technology more advanced, see it everywhere, push it up. Get more people interested. And so when you're working with clients, when you're working with brands or building experiences, you do a lot of like really in-depth like hybrid event-based applications. And when you're working with a brand or a company on an AR project, what do you like to teach them to help them understand about the medium so that you can do the best work together?
Oh, totally. What I often like to do is talk about it as part of a continuum of storytelling. So I'll talk about, how we went from theater to cinema and how that translation brought with it all of these unique affordances, these unique things that you could do with cinema that you couldn't do with the stage, things like jump cuts and close-ups, stuff like that. And that because of that, it actually enabled the storytelling to deepen and cinema became itself. And so we're at a really similar crux, right, with extended reality, both AR and VR. And so there's all these new ways that we can actually create storytelling and meaning which are brand new, that we're still discovering. And there's all these different ways that we can actually create experiences that are genuinely centered on the person who is using them and or the world around them. And that's new. That's a brand new piece of opportunity in the land of storytelling. And creating real agency and using people's bodies, creating embodied stories, bringing story to the world around us in all sorts of ways. Like you can use machine learning on objects. So you look at an object and suddenly you have this whole story associated with it, or you learn where the word came from or whatever. Like it's this revealing tool. Partly. But the other thing I like to talk about, which I think is something that people can kind of digest pretty easily, is the power of spatial data. So when you think of big numbers, you think of all this maths, all this stuff, it can be pretty abstract. And I think when you experience spatial data for the first time, you see like a chart or a number, often they're animated, and you see that in space, you suddenly have a concrete, tangible way of feeling those numbers, essentially. And so I just think it reveals data in a really specific way that's incredibly powerful. And so that's one of the things that I like to talk about as well.
That relationship to the visualization, the like scale in relation to physical things, right? Like bar charts on a page are kind of limited, but like how is this in relationship to us starts to be so big. 2026 has often been heralded as like the year of AR or like smart glasses. What has you excited to be an AR creator in the era of smart glasses like specs?
Rumor has it there's going to be a consumer line of AR glasses available this year. And so that's exciting for a number of reasons. I've been making these experiences for a long time now, and they have really limited discoverability, right? Like a lot of folks haven't been able to try them just because of limited hardware access. And also, on a phone, you can only do so much. Going to glasses, you're hands-free. it literally frees you up to explore your world and these new types of input, which I was talking about earlier, like hand gestures and stuff like that. So, so basically, for me personally, it's an opportunity for people to see these things that I've been building.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And to sort of share with other people why I think this is special, and in particular, connected lenses, I think are wildly important and exciting. And I think we'll get people really, really excited once they try it. And so for those that don't know, essentially that's like multiple people have on the AR glasses and they can experience the same thing. So think games, think live theater experiences, performances. The world is full of wonder, but it's made even better when we can experience it with people that we love and care about, and strangers. Like we're built to be together. So anyway, that's exciting to me.
You've mentioned this idea of being able to build the future that you want to be in. When you're thinking about the next 3 to 5 years in augmented reality, based on recent past, that could be a lot. Where do you see the industry, the technology going? Where do you want it to go? Where do you want to see AR creation in 3 to 5 years?
Wow, that's a question. And I think my answer to it has really changed a lot. For every year that you asked me, it probably would have been different, to be honest, because all of this is like a moving target. Because it's happening in real time, and there's all sorts of things that are speeding it up right now, in particular AI, obviously. And I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we will see AR glasses be more ubiquitous. I think people are going to really start understanding the potential of it, which I think has been a little abstracted, simply because AR glasses weren't available for people, and it really does unlock what the medium is supposed to be, in my opinion. So I think we're going to start seeing more people get excited about it. I think we're also going to be seeing particular artists and creators really developing and honing the specific techniques and stuff that they're using in the medium. Essentially, the medium will begin maturing. I've already witnessed this, and I think it will definitely continue to. We're figuring out how to use it, like the early cinema people were figuring out the jump cuts and, and the close-ups and that kind of stuff, the techniques that are useful for creating meaningful experiences. And so I'm really excited for that. And I think we'll probably see a lot of players in the space. A lot of people are working on these glasses, their own version. It's a hard challenge. The form factor, it's small, you need all this processing power, computer vision. I mean, there's a series of hardcore challenges, but I think that AI is going to speed that up a lot.
My goodness,
obviously.
Yeah.
And also just the power of AR plus AI is really, really amazing and pretty staggering. I think, talk about revealing the hidden wonders of the real world. If we could hook up and we will, AI with databases and scientific papers and all this sorts of stuff. We're going to be able to process the information in the world around us much more effectively. And therefore, insights and ideas and all sorts of stuff is going to, start popping up like popcorn.
I love it. The last question is, if you were to give advice to somebody who's just getting started now as an AR creator, other than subscribe to Heather's Substack, what advice would you give somebody who's starting out?
I would say that community is a really big part of this. I think that's how all of us have learned stuff. We're on the edge, right? But we're on the edge together, and having that community enables us to share insights. If you have problems and challenges, there's other people that you can ask who've been there before, or if they haven't been there before, because you're literally a frontier, on the edge of the frontier, you have really smart people with expertise that you don't have that can help you figure it out. So that's pretty fundamental. Discord obviously is a great place to find folks, right?
Yeah.
Technical folks. The other thing I would say is obviously use YouTube and all your social media to find your tutorials, because that's where they are. But really,
and Heather's Substack.
And my Substack and my YouTube, and I'm on the things. But really just start experimenting. Come up with an idea and try it. You're going to learn so much on the way, and it's going to morph, you know, as you continue to build, which is the exciting piece of making things. It's the discovery aspect. Like, you think you're making one thing, and then a series of insights and, you know, wrong turns and all sorts of stuff, and then all of a sudden you end up with a better product, a better idea than you even originally had. And so that sort of transformation is really exciting, and I'm using that word a lot, but I'm excited.
The idea that testing and learning and validating your idea over time is what makes it better is like the one little niche of this like really amazing piece of advice that you shared that I'm really gonna lock into, right? Because often when we're getting started at the beginning, we have a perfect idea of this perfect thing that we really want to perfect and do just as we imagined.
Right.
And that reminder that like, yes, that's a great starting point, but like taking it on the journey to like put in front of users, to test it out, that's actually where you learn and grow the most. I so appreciate. Heather, I find that I always want to chat with you more about these things and like learning about what is possible, like keeping in mind that like we get to choose is going to be, I think, the thing that like sends me from this event on a little bit of a high. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
For joining me for a Spatial Creator Spotlight. So great to chat.
Yeah, you too. And I'll see you soon.
See you in Portland.
Okay, bye. Bye.